Okay, good morning, everybody, for Tuesday, 20th of June. I think my microphone is working today. If it isn't, well, you won't be able to hear me, but the looks of it all working again. So last night, this sort of plume of air that's come up from the south, this sort of warm front as it shows on here, brought quite a lot of instability through the night. And in fact, I was awoken probably about 5 o'clock by it's a really loud thunder down to the south. Most of that, I think, went towards London, Gatwick, and out towards Kent. But it has left a very sort of damp and sort of very moist feel to the morning. You can see here we've got low pressure in charge currently and very slack air it is. Convergence line, which is that sort of weird twig-shaped thing over Penzance to about Bristol, that indicating that area may see some further wet weather for a longer period of time, or a really good convergence line, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, those troughs and that front moving away. And as we go through into tomorrow, showers still quite probable, but pressure is starting to increase. And as we look towards the weekend, and this is Friday, it does look very nice indeed. And fingers crossed for those of you that are joining me at 3:30 in the morning on Saturday for the longest day. So that's synoptic picture. The winds at heights, still picking up generally a southwesterly flow, at least in our area. Looks like sort of 230 to 250 at 10 knots. We'll take a view on it, but I think the surface wind is still due to be southerly today, but maybe a little bit quieter than yesterday. It's just like picture then, where you can see the top of these CBs just moving out towards sort of Lincolnshire. They have pretty much just cleared London now, unless you're in Kent. Started to brighten up from the southwest, but it's probably going to take the best part of a couple of hours before that. At the moment, we've only got about a 600-foot cloud base. Looking relatively good otherwise, and the public forecast showing that's south-southwest to west-southwesterly wind being present with, good visibility outside of the showers. Looking quite nice. The prognosis going forwards then, similar tomorrow, sort of west-southwesterly winds. The temperature profile then today, looking somewhere in the region of around 24 to 25 degrees, and dew points of around 15. The Sormet's currently showing a temperature of 17 degrees and a dew point of 15. And the picture outside is very murky, probably cloud base of 300 to 400 feet currently. METARs and TAFs. Farnborough currently reporting scattered at 600 feet, broken at 1-2, and looking through the TAF, quite a long TAF today. It doesn't really improve till probably later in the morning. As we look at Odeon, let's see if there's any difference there. In fact, one is not valid. Southampton, that's where the air's coming from. As you can see, broken at 300 feet to 9 o'clock. And the chance of showers still this afternoon. But yeah, it doesn't look like it'll probably improve good enough for flying till at least 11 o'clock or so. Top Metier for today, giving that as a potential flight distance, probably a little bit below estimate. Probably doesn't really understand when the cloud's going to clear. But if we look at 11 o'clock, still got drizzle about. About 1 o'clock this afternoon, we start seeing sort of rubbish cumulus up to around 3,000 feet or so. Starts to dry out a bit and get better in the afternoon though, with cumulus probably sat at around 3,500 to 4,000 feet in the afternoon. The chances of some showers this afternoon, but I think probably just very sporadic. And by maybe, around 6 o'clock, we're starting to see it cut off. 6 to 7 o'clock, it's starting to cut off from the south with the given the wind direction. Looking at cloud amounts, well, you can see very similar. It dries out at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then from there, just the odd chance of a shower, and it dries out completely. Yeah, so it dries out completely for the evening. Your site forecast then. So pretty much this afternoon is the best time to fly, according to this. Oh, that's yesterday. That's yesterday. Lots of instability this morning. Top temperature of around 24 degrees if you get lucky, and that giving sort of thermals up to 4,000 feet or so, with a chance of an isolated shower this afternoon. But yeah, I think top meteo probably being a bit on the optimistic side for today. Airspace wise, a little bit to think about. 30 is Keble, which is to the west of the Salisbury Plain danger areas. That is active all day. Restricted area temporary at Glastonbury, active all day. 28 and 27, that is because people will start dancing around some stones on the A303 very shortly. Different way of celebrating the longest day, I guess. Yeah, there's a restricted area temporary at Stonehenge from about 5 this evening till 11 tomorrow morning. It's not going to affect gliders, but if you're bimbling around in a motor glider going somewhere, then that might be of note. Just having a look elsewhere on the map, lots of parachute activity going on near Bournemouth and Swanage at the moment. Article dropping at Abingdon, just south of Oxford. That's active all day, pretty much today, 8 till 6 at Abingdon. Up to 3,100 feet. It's not relevant. 42, not relevant. So yeah, generally on the whole, reasonably quiet. Just those restricted area temporary NOTAMs and temporary danger areas to be aware of. Operationally, it could be 1 or 2 runways today. It could be, if we start early enough, it'll be 2-3. Launching down to the southwest. There are signs this afternoon, 2-7 might be available with the wind, and that would be the standard 2-7 setup, which is not as wiggly as my line there. There's no jet movements I have been notified of today. So that is our potential setups. As to when we get going, I think there's no immediate rush to get the gliders out. There's not many of you booked this morning. So potentially revisit the idea of getting gliders out in an hour or just longer than that, and see what happens to the weather. I'll be in touch. Bye for now.